The road we're on is paved in Garth.
Come along on the journey.
As we explore
Garthology.
Think of it more as a conversation. I like that. So if this is truly a conversation, then I say let the conversation begin. Showtime!
Hey guys, it's Deb.
And I'm Pete.
And I'm Jess.
Welcome to Season 3, Episode 16 of Garthology. For today's episode, we are celebrating the 2-year anniversary of Garth's Drive-In Concert. As we all know, the globe was hit with the COVID-19 pandemic in March of 2020. Because of the pandemic, Garth decided to partner with Encore Live and present a one-night-only drive-in concert. The drive-in concert was announced on June 19, 2020, and set for June 27, 2020, 2 years ago today. As Garth said at the time of the announcement, "I am so excited to get to play again. I have missed it so much and want to get back to it. This drive-in concert allows us all to get back to playing live music without the uncertainty of what would be the result to us as a community. This is old school, new school, and perfect for the time we are in." Encore Live founder and CEO Walter Kinsey said, "Families need safe entertainment options that they can enjoy together this summer. We're excited to partner with Garth, who's already done so much to help the entertainment industry during these tough times, to provide a truly unique and incredible concert that will do a whole lot of good for local businesses and communities." In the absence of traditional live events, the company reached exclusive agreements with drive-in theater owners across North America to safely bring fans this first-of-its-kind concert on a massive scale. It was shown to over 300 drive-in theaters, and I feel like this concert was exactly what people needed when we were so deeply entrenched in that terrible time. To celebrate this amazing first-of-its-kind concert, we reached out on our social media accounts and asked our listeners to send in their drive-in concert stories. And boy, did you! I was truly overwhelmed with the number of submissions we received. In fact, we have so many that this topic is going to be 2 Garthology podcast episodes. Today is part 1, and part 2 will be released on July 7th. So be sure and check that episode out too. Now, to start us off, let's go over to Jess to hear some stories sent in via the Facebook Believers page.
Kelly Moratis posted, "My hubby and I quarantined together. He isn't a country fan, but decided to take me to the drive-in to see Garth because he knew he is my favorite. It was fun." Mary Lowe Helms said, "My husband, very best friend, a buddy of ours, and I went and met up with a friend of ours and her family. We got there early and blasted Garth on the block rocker before the show. The show was a blast. The entire experience was such a blast."
Regina Brown posted a few pictures and said, "We saw it in Waterford, Pennsylvania. It was an awesome night." Anthony Van Melee, and I'm sorry if I got that wrong, wrote, "Lots of fun. Great experience and great atmosphere getting to hang out with other Garth fans. Next best thing from going to a show in person. Garth putting the fans first."
Jesse Harsh wrote, "Yes, I attended with many friends and family members. During Much Too Young, I screamed, 'God bless Chris Ledoux,' and was the only one in the packed drive-in. When I read that, I commented back that if I had been there with her, I would have shouted it too. And Jesse responded, 'I was embarrassed and then just laughed and shouted, "Y'all need to get to a live show." I love that. That's the perfect response, Jesse.
That is, absolutely.
Mark Adams said, "I bought tickets on my lunch break at work. It was me, my wife, and our roommate. We had a great time. This was a much needed break from the pandemic. I was not knowing that in 2.5 months later, I would find out I had cancer. Lose the ability to walk or stand. I'm officially a year and 2 months in remission, and after 18 months of physical therapy, I'm up on my feet and walking with a cane." That's great, Mark. I'm so happy to hear that. In a post from Crystal Payne, she mentions, "Yes, my whole family went. It was my son's 17th birthday. We had a great time, and it was so fun to just hear everyone singing along and clapping while sitting in chairs outside their cars or on tailgates or in the car with their windows down.
Lisa Marie Jones Lintz posted a few pictures, including one of the official drive-in shirt that she bought on Garth's website. And she said, "Cool Breeze RV Cinema and Resort in Springer, Oklahoma. A night we will not forget. A sweet chapter in our book of Garth." Kay Hoffland posted some cool videos from the drive-in and said that Beaufort, South Carolina had a blast.
Andrea Tranchita sent us some wonderful pictures and wrote, "What a great concept the drive-in concert was while the world was falling apart. I have seen Garth 15 times, including his stadium tour, and no way was I going to miss his drive-in concert. Garth has gotten me through some rough times in my life, and I am thankful to him and Trisha for everything they do for their fans. Thank you, thank you, thank you." Angie Hadley sent us such a happy picture and said, "I was looking for something for my 70-plus year young parents to do that would be safe but get them out of the house. They had never seen Garth and they were on board. Brazos Drive-In in Granbury, Texas, and a great time was had by all. The weather was beautiful, the food and drinks were delicious, and the music was perfect Garth. Not sure what they enjoyed more, the concert or the fact that I sang everything right along with the man himself. Thanks for asking, and thanks to Garth for this great opportunity during a difficult time."
Rose Cook posted a few pictures, and one of them included a picture of her family that was shown on Inside Studio G the following week. Very cool. Karen Rondinelli posted, "I took 2 of my country besties and my sis to see Garth during COVID because there was no way we were seeing him live anytime soon. So we packed up the car and headed to the drive-in. It was so much fun seeing all the Garth fans and everyone hanging outside, sitting in their trucks or in lawn chairs under the stars with our favorite guy. Love one another." Absolutely, Karen. Just like Garth says, love one another.
So I actually was fortunate enough to get tickets to go to the drive-in, and I believe that it was 6 tickets you could get to a car or something like that. And it just so happened that my truck fit 6 people. So we loaded up. It was me and my wife, Stephanie, my son and my daughter, my sister-in-law, and then my niece. So I guess it was 7. We were able to get 7 because we all went. I mean, all 7 of us went. And we went to the one local here in the area. We were checked. There are no drive-in like movie theaters anywhere in this area. So we went to the one, I believe was in Montebello. And I got off work and I was like, all right, let's just jam up there and get there super early because it's like first come, first serve. So I get off work. Obviously, it's not going to start till it gets dark. We fly out there. I'm like, no traffic, no nothing. We get there. We got the entire back of the truck loaded down. Now we're there way too early. Kids are starving. Didn't think about any food. We brought an ice chest with drinks and everything, and we brought some snacks. So just right across the street, there's a little Caesar's Pizza. Went over there, bought a bunch of pizzas. We were like, this is perfect. Took the pizzas, went over and got in line. We were the 5th car. There was 3 rows. We were the 5th car in the first row that they were going to let in that went into the left. Now, there was people out there already starting to kind of direct people into those lines, but we just got lucky enough for that because once they opened up the gate, you could tell that it opened up from the left to the right the way that we were sitting in line, and we were in the far left lane, so we were going to go up first. So we were going to be the 5th car in. So now we're there, and we're there early, right? Like really early. So I got cool pictures I could send you, or you probably have them that you post on socials, but we just all sat in the back of the truck, ate the pizzas, and we just waited. And then before you know it, like everybody must have had that same idea because there was just cars and cars and cars. And here comes the Garth Brooks music. Everybody was putting it on the radio, and it worked out so great because like this guy over here was playing something real loud. This guy would start to play something real loud. So this guy would turn his stuff down. This lady over here would turn something up real loud. And it was just like everybody's favorite song at some point was probably played at a very high level of, sound out of their vehicle. Everybody just singing and dancing along, all while we waited in line. The cool thing was, thank gosh, blazing hot outside. But where the entrance was, they had these gigantic, tall eucalyptus trees. And I can remember the smell because it's one of the plant smells I actually do enjoy. So it, bordered the entire drive-in. So we were on the side that was completely covered in shade. Thank goodness, because we would have just roasted out there. So we're out there. I don't know. We probably got there 3 hours early. Like I'm not. It might have even been longer. So everybody's playing music. Kids are throwing baseballs and all that. And then finally, it was time they opened the gate. And I thought to myself, I've seen people like charge into a Garth concert before. You can't do that with vehicles. Like, it's just not going to work. And I'm like, boy, I sure hope this goes like they want it to. And that's what they did. They opened up a gate and then, people went and then they let the next people come in. And it was fantastic. Now, they didn't tell you what spot you had to go to, but they did tell you as you came in what screen you had to go to. And I think there were 6 different screens, if I remember counting right. Went in a big, somewhat square. And so we had to go to the one that was, furthest to the left, kind of right back down the road that we came in on, but on the inside.
Got it.
And it was fantastic. Park center, right there with the truck. Backed it in so we could all hang out in the back of the truck. It'd been a long time since I've been to a drive-in. My kids didn't even know what the heck it meant, right? They were expecting reclining chairs, inside, like Slurpee machines.
That's funny.
And it actually worked out perfect because when it was all said and done, we were like the second car that got out. It was the most perfect, like, setup possible for us. And man, it came on and there was nothing bad about it. The only one thing that, and I imagine probably you've experienced it in drive-ins before, the lip movement to the sound was off just a little bit. So, you could kind of see that, but whatever. It was no big deal. The sound was great. The picture was awesome. And it was crazy because you could like watch yours. And let's say you kind of like missed something. You could look over to another screen and they were all delayed a few seconds. So you could see it again. And I just remember there were people dancing and having a great time out there. We were dancing, having a good time. My kids were dancing, having a good time. And then halfway through the show, there was a little bit of a lull, and the kids needed to go to the bathroom. So I told my wife, you're going to, like 35 minutes later, she comes back. I said, what have you been doing? And she's like, the line for the bathroom was ridiculous. And I'm like, oh, man. And I was like, what'd you miss? She goes, nothing. Everybody's music is up so loud. All you do is just stand there and watch the show. So you really did. You went to the show. The only time you missed anything was when you were in the bathroom going to the bathroom.
Actually in.
Yeah. And they had the concession stands open. But, man, it was a great time. The weather was perfect. People were just like, they showed up, right? Cowboy boots, cowboy hats. Like, it was like a concert. Like some of these people had wrote in and said, or like a big Garth tailgate. And it was the absolute perfect thing that we needed during the pandemic and what we were going through to get out and just have some fun. I mean, it wasn't Garth in the flesh, but it was Garth doing what he could for his fans. And just an amazing time. I had an absolute blast. And, we talk about all the shows and everything that we go to, and you're a couple of shows up and you're going to go a couple more shows up. But one thing you'll never get on me is the amount of drive-in shows that you go to. So
that's right. I will never have the drive-in experience since I didn't get to go. So I don't have a story for that. Yeah. I will never, ever be able to top you on that.
Yeah. So I guess I get one win there, but it was fantastic. And quite honestly, if he was to do it again, I'd show up every time. It was that much fun.
I would absolutely go if he did it again. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I certainly don't want a pandemic in order for it to happen. But if he actually did it again, I'd be all for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if he could find a way to live stream, or not even live stream, but like quickly record something like on a residency show or something like that. And if he can get back with Encore and they could put something like this out, I know his fans would show up in just masses. I mean, I know that I would. Just a ton of fun. It just brings that, drive-in movie theaters are here on the West Coast anyway. We don't have a whole heck of a lot of them. Yeah. It's great. The kids had fun. You're not locked in the chairs, and I would do it over and over again. It was very, very well done. The quality of the screen, the quality of the music, just an absolute. It was the perfect thing at the most unfortunate time, but it sure did help. Kind of renew your faith that, hey, we're going to get through it. And, there was a couple messages he said in it, and it was great. I really wish you would have went. If he has another one, we'll go together. I promise.
Yep. And I'm going to hold you to that. That's it for the first part of our drive-in 2-year anniversary celebration. Be sure and check out part 2 to to hear the rest of our listeners' submissions. These are all so great. You don't want to miss them. Have you checked out our website at garthology.com yet? If not, stop by today and check out our past episodes and bonus content. And remember to subscribe to our podcast on your podcast platform of choice. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, it's been a while since our last review. So if you get the chance, please stop by, hit that 5-star button, and leave a review to encourage others to listen. Finally, be sure and share us with everyone you know. That way you can help your friends in low places become Garthologists too.
Yeah, and speaking of friends in low places, we are on the social media platforms. If you guys use Facebook, we are at www.facebook.com/GarthologyCast. If you guys are on Instagram, Twitter, and now we're on TikTok, you can find us at GarthologyCast there. We do appreciate the interactions, the likes, the tweets, the shares, the retweets. And of course, if you guys ever have any questions or podcast ideas, feel free to direct message us. We do go through the messages. We do take the time to respond, as most of you guys know. And we would love the interaction. So feel free to jump on over and visit our socials. We would appreciate the support.
Join us for our next episode of Garthology. That will be part 2 of our Garth Drive-In Concert experiences, which will be Season 3, Episode 17, and will be available on your podcast platform of choice on July 7th. Until then,
this has been Season 3, Episode 16 of Garthology, and I'm Deb.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Jess. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bloopers.
Can we take a break real quick? I got a Code Brown situation.
Yeah.
A Code
I'll be
Brown.
right back.
Is that what's the matter? You got a dirty butt?